July 18, 2014. A law professor drops his two sons at daycare, drives to the gym, and comes home. He pulls into his own garage. The door stays open behind him. He is still on the phone when it happens. Dan Markel, 41 years old, a professor at Florida State University's College of Law, a Harvard-trained legal scholar, the author of a book on criminal justice and family ties, published in the New York Times and The Atlantic. A neighbor finds him slumped in the driver's seat of his own car, inside his own garage, with a gunshot wound to the head. She calls 911.
What's going on with him?
I don't know. The driver's side window is all bashed in, and he's got blood all over his head. Okay.
All right.
He's standing by, and I've heard about break-ins in the area, and so I decided to walk over and take a look. And the garage door was up and asked him what was happening, and then I saw the window was shattered. He's still moving around, so he's alive. And I came back over, and his driver's side window is shattered, and he's battered and can't answer. He better be if this guy's got a shot living.
A dispatch error delays the ambulance. 19 minutes pass before paramedics arrive. A grand jury will later call that delay unacceptable. It does not change the outcome. Markel is taken to Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare. He dies the next day. For nearly 2 years, there is no arrest, just a green Toyota Prius seen leaving the scene, and a case that goes cold in plain sight of an entire community. Before we go further, I'd genuinely like to know, at what point in a story like this do you think the behavior actually becomes visible? Drop a guess in the comments, and let's find out together if you're right. Markel's ex-wife was Donna Adelson, a law professor herself, and the daughter of a wealthy South Florida family. They divorced in 2013 after Wendy left with their 2 young sons while Markel was traveling. What followed was a custody battle that would outlast the marriage by years. Wendy wanted to relocate the boys to South Florida, closer to her parents, Donna and Harvey Adelson, who ran a successful family dental practice in Miami. Markel refused. He wanted his sons to stay in Tallahassee, where he taught. A judge permanently denied the relocation request. That denial, final, unappealable, is the hinge the state would eventually build its entire case around. Donna Adelson has never had a criminal record. By her own account, in a courtroom more than a decade later, she has never even had a parking ticket. Hold on to that. We'll come back to it. In the emails between mother and daughter entered into evidence at trial, Donna pushed Wendy to fight the relocation ruling by any means available, including offering Markel $1 million to let the boys go, an offer Donna said she'd split with Wendy and with her son, Charlie.
Did Donna Adelson, the defendant in this case, suggest a bribe to Dan Markel to cause him to allow these kids to be moved to South Florida?
Yes.
Draw your attention to tab W. What is the proposal in reference to this bribe?
$1 million.
$1 million.
Yes.
Wendy would later testify under oath that the offer was never actually made. In one email written to Wendy years after the murder, Donna used a family nickname for her former son-in-law. The prosecution's theory, a code name used casually over 10 years. In that same email, Donna told her daughter something else. It's a mother coaching a daughter through a difficult courtroom appearance, or it's something else. At this point in the record, both readings are still standing. Nearly 2 years after the murder, investigators arrest Sigfredo Garcia, the father of Katherine Magbanua's children, and separately, his friend Luis Rivera, a convicted felon already serving time on unrelated charges. Rivera takes a plea deal and testifies against the others. According to his account, he and Garcia drove from Miami to Tallahassee, followed Markel from his gym back to his own driveway, and Garcia fired the shots.
Are you driving the Prius in those videos?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened when you got to the driveway of Dan Markel?
Well, I pulled up right behind him, and Garcia jumped out and shot him.
How many times did Garcia shoot Mr.
Twice.
Markel? Did he shoot him? Where was the victim when he was shot?
He was inside his parking garage, and his sitting down the driver's side on the phone.
And did Garcia shoot him through the window, if you know?
Through the window.
Rivera testifies the money, $100,000, in stapled stacks, came through Magbanua, who investigators say was the connective tissue between the hitmen and the Adelson family.
Somewhere in the neighborhood of $100,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Was it a one-time payment, or was it a payment that occurred over time? Is what you got?
No, it's a one-time payment.
Garcia is convicted in 2019, sentenced to life. But investigators still don't have anyone connecting the money to its source. So in April of 2016, the FBI runs an operation they call the Bump.
Adelson? How you doing? Just want to give you this. Listen. Don't be scared. Listen, I just want to let you know that your family has been taking care of Katie and her friends moved over here for quite some time. After your problem up north has been resolved. And I want to let you know that my brother, he's incarcerated. He helped your family with this problem you guys had up north. And we want to make sure that he's going through some rough times. We want to make sure that you take care of what he's going through, the way you're taking care of Katie and Tuco. Well, this will explain it. Thank you.
An undercover agent, posing as a gang member, approaches Donna Adelson on a sidewalk near her Miami Beach condo. He hands her a newspaper article about Markel's murder with a phone number and $5,000 written on it. The purpose of a bump isn't a confession on the sidewalk. It's to get the target talking on phones the FBI is already recording. At trial in 2025, Donna Adelson's defense didn't deny that she disliked Dan Markel or that she meddled in her daughter's marriage. They built their entire case on a distinction.
Conspiracy, the planning to commit murder, and solicitation, hiring the hitmen that killed. We're going to go through the jury instructions briefly. The judge has already gone through them, but we're going to go through in a minute what actually is there that the state has to prove. And just like I said in opening, what the state thinks happened does not matter. What they believe happened does not matter. What spin they want to put on it does not matter. You can only make your decision based on the evidence presented to you, and up through the time that Dan Markel was killed, that's all they got. She said some ugly things, and she meddles in her children's lives. Meddles in their lives. Gets involved in their divorce. She's a parent. She's just being a parent, not a killer. She's a meddler, not a murderer. They haven't proven that to you.
It's a real position, and it fits a real pattern in the record. Robert Adelson, Donna's estranged eldest son, appearing in court for the first time in the case, testified that his mother had certain fixed ideas for her children's lives their whole lives. Overbearing, controlling, not on its own evidence of a murder plot.
Was it acceptable if you decided to not do those certain things that she was fixated she wanted you to do? Was that acceptable to her or no?
No, I think she had certain sort of rigid, fixed ideas or impressions for what she wanted for us, and if you went along with that, things were fine. If you didn't, things were not fine.
That's a description of a demanding mother. Millions of families have one. The defense wanted the jury to stop there. The jury didn't just hear the sidewalk encounter. They heard what Donna did immediately afterwards. Her first call, before she'd even opened the folded article the agent handed her, was to her son, Charlie.
The first person that the defendant calls after the bump.
Charlie Adelson.
All right, is that call A?
It is.
Okay, publish call A, please.
Tonight after work or some other time in the very near future, I need to speak with you.
Okay.
Okay?
Did someone write a letter to you or something?
I've got some paperwork hand delivered to me.
You're being sued?
No, that's what I thought it was, but I'm going to talk to you.
Okay.
Charlie asks if the note was anonymous. It wasn't, she says. She doesn't want to discuss it on the phone. And then, without prompting, she tells him something investigators would return to for the next 9 years.
And when Charlie asks the defendant what it's about, what does she say?
She says to both of us,
Probably both of us. Probably the two of us.
and then the two of us. Said it twice.
A meddling mother, startled by a stranger on the street, doesn't usually know instantly, instinctively, which of her adult children a blackmail threat is about. She doesn't usually assume it involves her too. This doesn't resolve what Donna Adelson knew or when. It narrows the range of things meddler, not murderer, can still explain. The bump doesn't produce an immediate arrest. It takes 6 more years and 1 more piece of technology to move the case forward. In 2022, audio forensics experts finally enhance a second piece of surveillance, a 41-minute recording of Charlie Adelson meeting Katherine Magbanua at a restaurant called Dolce Vita in Miami, secretly filmed by an undercover agent back in 2016. The enhanced audio leads to Charlie's arrest weeks later. Magbanua is convicted in 2022. Charlie is convicted of first-degree murder, conspiracy, and solicitation in November of 2023, sentenced to life. Donna is arrested days after her son's conviction at Miami International Airport, holding a one-way ticket to Vietnam. At her own trial in 2025, prosecutors call the family against her. Robert testifies his mother spoke, in his words, somewhat gleefully about timing a phone call, arranging for Wendy to tell Markel she was leaving him minutes before he had to give a speech. Wendy's ex-boyfriend, Jeffrey Lacasse, testifies that Wendy once told him something in confidence the year before the murder.
Can I tell you something in confidence?
Yeah, can I tell you something? After I challenge her, can I tell you something in confidence? Sure. Well, last summer, my brother looked into all options possible to take care of the Dan Markel problem, including hiring a hitman, and it would cost about $15,000.
Okay, and when she referred to her brother, she's got 2 of those, right?
She said Charlie.
Okay. And when she said Charlie looked into hiring a hitman, are you familiar with Charlie's joke? I looked into hiring a hitman, but got you a TV as a divorce present because it was cheaper.
Yeah, Wendy told me that joke a couple of times. This was not that joke.
Okay, so this was something different.
Yeah, the joke was said with levity. It's a dark joke, but this I found chilling. I found disturbing. It made my stomach flip. It kind of took me aback. She was dead serious.
Wendy herself takes the stand under an immunity deal. She has never been charged in the case. Under oath, she is direct.
In her emails, and we referenced one of them while you've been here on the stand, she talks about you giving performances and playing roles. Did you discuss anything about what you would do here today in court with your mother?
No.
Were you involved in any way in the plot to kill your ex-husband?
Absolutely not.
Did you know it was going to happen, but maybe not know the details?
I knew nothing.
Is that why you went to the crime scene on the day of the homicide?
I did not go to the crime scene on the day of the homicide.
Do you know who all was involved in the murder?
Well, I learned today, but at the time, no.
Okay.
I acknowledge, under questioning, calling Markel an emotional terrorist just 3 weeks before he was killed, and that the family nickname for him, Jibbers, carried an ugly second meaning the prosecutor read into the record. The jury deliberated for 3 hours. When the verdict is read, guilty on all 3 counts, Donna gasps.
At this time, I will publish the verdict. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 1 of the indictment, first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder. Mrs. Adelson, control yourself. Count 2. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 2 of the indictment, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Count 3. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 3 of the indictment, solicitation to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of solicitation to commit first-degree murder.
She shakes, she cries. The judge gives her 2 minutes to compose herself before continuing. Dan Markel's mother, Ruth, addresses the court.
Since his tragic murder, we have lost a treasure. My son Dan's life was cut tragically short at 41 years old. For 11 years, we have been forced to a life filled with unimaginable pain and heartbreak.
At sentencing, 5 weeks later, Donna Adelson herself addresses the court for the first time in the entire case.
What happened to Danny is unforgivable. But I am an innocent woman convicted of this terrible crime without evidence. Danny was a brilliant legal scholar. He would have been appalled at the total lack of justice that went on during my trial. He would have been embarrassed to have his name associated with any of it. There are 2 crimes here. The first was Danny being viciously murdered. The second one is taking my life, the life of an innocent woman. Convicting me should not be retribution for Danny's death. That is not justice for Dan. I've always respected the law. I've never gotten a parking ticket, but I'm going to prison for a murder I did not commit. I do intend to file an appeal so that hopefully I have the opportunity to be given a fair trial outside of Tallahassee. 11 years ago, Danny was murdered and taken from all of us who loved him. For the past 9.5 years, the state has broadcast to the world, including Danny's parents and sister, that I hired hitmen to kill him. Never in a million years would I have wanted Danny to be harmed or killed, nor could I ever do something that would leave these 2 small boys to grow up without him. I love these boys more than life itself. This is a lifetime of loss for these children. They didn't deserve this. His family didn't deserve this. Danny didn't deserve this. And so, as I appear before you today, Your Honor, I promise you with my whole heart, I swear to you on my life, I was not involved in any way with Danny's murder. I was not.
Donna did not participate in the heinous acts that she was convicted of doing. You are sending an innocent woman to prison. You have taken my wife, and you have taken my life as well. And for what? This is not justice. It is vengeance, and it is wrong.
Life without parole plus 30 years. Donna Adelson is the 5th and final person sentenced, 9 years after the arrest of a hitman, 11 years after a green Prius pulled out of a driveway on Trescott Drive. Years before any of it became evidence, Donna told her daughter she needed to be a good actress, that she'd seen her do it before. On a sidewalk in Miami Beach, faced with a stranger holding a folded newspaper article, Donna's own first instinct wasn't fear for herself. It was certainty about who else the threat belonged to. What the record can't tell you is when the performance started, only that until the very last sentence she spoke in that courtroom, she never stopped giving it.